good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Upper St. Clair High School, home of the Panthers. It is boys volleyball night again tonight. It's Monday night, April 26th, 2010. It's your 2010 version of the Upper St. Clair Panthers boys volleyball. My name is Kevin McGahey. I'm assisted by cameraman Alex Shogri tonight, and it's our pleasure to bring you this Section 1 contest between neighborly rivals, the homesteading Panthers and the Blue Devils of Mount Lebanon High School. You'll recognize the St. Clair players. You've seen them most of the season. And we'll get to the Mount Lebanon lineup in just a minute as play progresses. Right now, everything looks in order. The Blue Devils have won the coin flip to have first serve, and we are underway. That is number 12, Nick Plant, with the opening Mount Lebanon serve. It's popped up and from the left side. Number 15 is Jordan Banky. It lands just out of bounds. He pushed it over the net looking for a good place to land it. It did not land. It is side out and point for the Panthers, and we have an early 1-0 lead. This says, if you've seen any of these telecasts, it's a best-of-5 match. First one to win 3 of these games, they call them sets in this league. First one to win 3, and we all go home early. Yes, it looks like it was a net violation on the Panther side. That one actually landed in. You might have seen that on the screen. It landed in, but it's a violation on the part of one of the forwards for the Panthers. Touch the net. That is side out and point from Mount Lebanon. Number 6 will be stepping up. That's senior Michael Wayne. A little hop serve left-handed. Spinning number. Trevor McGahey picks that one up. Now left side. Nick Chesko over the top. And right in the back corner, right where you like it. And then, Nick Chesko has the first kill of the night for the Panthers, and it's an early 2-1 lead. It's set number 1, best of 5. A set is played to 25 points. You have to win it by 2. Then Nick Chesko right back to the serve. Nothing fancy about that, but we shall see. Yeah, that set was way over to the left side. Adam Sherman, number 1, he's a sophomore, tried to get a beat on it. He hit it into the Mount Lebanon net. 3-1 Panthers. Nick Chesko once again with the serve. Push to the net, and Sherman again just pops it over, keeping the ball in play. That's Rob Senge to Troy Murphy. To Grant Bezic. Boom! You're going to see a lot of that tonight. Grant Bezic is the premier hitter for the Panthers. He has been all season long. Troy Murphy has been setting this since he was set for this team since he was a freshman. So that combination you're going to hear me talk about a lot tonight. Sherman again, slicing attack handled by Nick Chesko. Kyle Shepner with that hit attempt did not find polyurethane. That's Grant Bezic again off 2 Mount Lebanon hands and down. And the Panthers now with a string of 4 quick points, yes, indeed correct, to lead 5-1. Still in set number 1 of the best of 5 match. Nick Chesko again with that serve. That one landed right at the feet of libero number 13, Brian Lucchini. And that is the first service ace of the night off the hands of Nick Chesko. 5-point run. Panthers in control of the ball. It's 6-1. Attempted jump serve. Well, you're allowed to do it. He was not allowed to catch it. If he had touched it or tried to catch it, that would have been a violation. If the toss is not to your liking, you can let it fall. And it's a do-over. Jump serve again off the side of his hand. Well, it's the first one of those we've seen all season long. Nick Chesko taking a bit of a risk to try to make it happen. Had it happened, it's always a thing of beauty. This time it didn't, but number 21 is back to the line. It's Chris Conway, senior for Mount Lebanon. Well, you see it repeatedly on these broadcasts. The serving gods giveth and they taketh away. That's a service error on the part of Mount Lebanon. And it's Grant Bezic to the baseline for the St. Clair serve. Nothing fancy, just over the net, but it does fool him. Once again, it lands right at the feet of the back line. That was Chris Conway, who just could not get low enough to drag that up. And Grant Bezic with a service ace, 2 for the Panthers, and it's an 8-2 Panther lead. Top spin, hard serve. Again, it's a service ace, but that time controlled by Chris Conway. He got it to the front of the. He got it to the front row, to the net, but it lands almost in the referee's ladder. Grant Bezic again. You'll notice the Panthers wearing their spiffy new jerseys. This wine color or Merlot color or maroon. Grant Bezic coming up way low on that. Substitutes, he goes out. Libero Trevor McGahey wearing the black number 6 jersey. On the floor. Number 15 steps back. That's Jordan Banky, senior outside hitter from Mount Lebanon, doing the serving. Twisting serve, McGahee to the front net, and Troy Murphy just helping that ball, just edging it over the net on the second touch, and that is Troy Murphy with his first kill of the night. And the Panthers now with a nifty 10-3 lead. Troy Murphy, the senior setter of the back row he's going to try a jump serve too. That one falls in. Nicely done, nicely dug out of there by Mount Lebanon, and into the net, into the block apparently. Andrew Polisheko with a touch on that. He's number 22. Kyle Shepner into the Mount Lebanon block. Matt Argento into the Mount Lebanon block. Lebo playing some pretty interesting defense right now, but that set goes way wide. It was here toward the near side. Nick Plant, the senior, number 12, was after that one. It sailed over his head, and the Panthers now with an 11-3 lead. Set number 1. We're playing to 25. Troy Murphy again with a really nice diving serve that just sort of oozed over the net and recovered by Kyle Shepner. Gets it right back for the attempt. Does not find polyurethane. Trevor McGahee to the front row to Troy Murphy. Little set to Kyle Shepner. Good slicing attack, a little too hard. Sails it out of bounds. Side out and point to Mount Lebanon. 11-4. Panthers still lead by 7. Trevor McGahee to Troy Murphy. Back set. Kyle Shepner. That one lands just in. That's how it's supposed to work. The classic bump from the receiver. Set on the 2-touch and the attack. The Shepner goes right back to the back line. Panthers still with an 8-point lead at 12-4. Just over the net. Comes right back. Troy Murphy now to Matt Argento. Andrew Polishiko's got a shot at it. He was going to place it right over the net. Came up short. Well, lift called anyway. That's sort of like palming a basketball. He got too much hand on it for too long a time. The Panther lead is 7. It is 12-5. Brian Lucchini, wearing the libero jersey, to the back row. Punches it over the net. Well, not over the net. Comes up just short. Serving being an issue for both teams so far tonight. Just working off some early match jitters. This is senior Matt Argento, number 26. To the back row, 13-5, and of those 13 points for the Panthers, only 4 of them have been kills. And there's another service error. Matt Argento this time looking to play something right there in the back left corner. Didn't quite make it. It sails into the Mount Lebanon bench, side out, and point for the Blue Devils. And another service error. My goodness. Well, at least they're coming out even here so far. Let's see who's up next. That's Rob Senge, senior defensive. And another service error. My good. Maybe there's a pocket of high gravity at the net. But these balls are just diving at the net instead of going over them. I'll blame it on gravity. The lead is still 7 for the Panthers. It's 14-7. But it hasn't been particularly pretty yet. Number 6 to the back row. This is Michael Wayne. Trevor McGahee to Troy Murphy to Grant Bezic. There's one that works. Bump, set, attack, and Grant Bezic has his 3rd kill tonight, side out, and point for the Panthers, and an 8-point lead at 15-7. Nick Chesko, the sophomore hitter, tried that jump serve before, not this time, just making sure it goes over, and punched over the net by Lebo. And his momentum carried him. That was number 12, I think. That was Nick Plant. His momentum carried him into the net. You're not allowed to touch that doggone thing. It's a violation, and it's a point for the Panthers. 9-point lead now. 16-7. At the net. Blocked by Grant Bezic. Recovered nicely by the Blue Devils. Troy Murphy, left side. Kyle Shepner. Dug very nicely by Lucchini, but not handled by Nick Plant. Nice dig by Brian Lucchini to keep that ball alive, and it's a 10-point Panther lead at 17-7. Just over the net and out of bounds. Another service ace, 2 for Nick Chesko. Grant Bezic has 2 more. Panthers stretch that lead now to 18-7. Just over the net and kept in play by the Blue Devils. Off the Bezic block. Troy Murphy on the 2-touch. Well, he didn't have many other choices that time. The bump came to Troy Murphy. He was leaning one way. He stretched back toward the net and just dumped it over. found an empty spot in the defensive floor, and it's now a 12-point lead. Nick Chesko again with a jump serve. That's how it's supposed to look and work. The overpass taken care of by Kyle Shepner. That was a terrific serve by Nick Chesko, doing just what it's supposed to. It's supposed to dive to the floor just as he gets over the net, making it extremely difficult to return. Let's see if he can do it again with the right hand. Sailed that one. Looked good when he started, but it sounded fat, like you've hit a golf ball fat. You know when you've done it? That's sort of what that serve sounded like. 12-point Panther lead at 20 to 8. Troy Murphy, Grant Bezic, not much of a, wow, Mount Lebanon did recover that one. And Kyle Shepner from the left side. There's a setting from the back row. I love that short set play. McGahee to Murphy to Bezic. It's been working all season long. It worked again, and it's a 13-point lead. And the Panthers now, as we get to 20-point territory, having a very comfortable cushion now at 21-8. Grant Bezic, senior, with the serve. Left side, right off the St. Clair block, and that's the first kill we've seen tonight. That was sophomore Adam Sherman, number 1 for Mount Lebanon. Side out and point for the Blue Devils. 21-9 Panthers. Troy Murphy, short set. Oh man, Argento was apparently touched by a Mount Lebanon player, and Nick Chesko trying to hammer it home. He whistled it by the defense, but just out of bounds. Point for the Blue Devils, and they're in double figures, still an 11-point Panther lead at 21-10. Trevor McGahee just bumping it up, and Rob Senge dumping it over the net. Short set, works for Mount Lebanon, number 11 this time, Jimmy Busey. First time we've called his name. He's a junior middle hitter. Pretty happy with the way that thing turned out, and it's 21-11. That was a pretty decent serve. It does land just long, but you might have heard me say it before if you've seen these telecasts. You want those serves to land on the back line. It freezes the defense, and many times results in a point. It would have that time, but it went long. That one goes way long again. Well, lots of serving issues in this match so far. It's resulted, it hasn't hurt the Panthers any. It's a 10-point lead at 22-12. Adam Sherman with the Blue Devil serve. Trevor McGahee. Troy Murphy, short set to Matt Argento. Sails long. Just out of bounds. And a timeout called by Coach Swatala from the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. I'm sure what he'd like to see is his team get a few more points and keep the Panthers from scoring the next 3, which is all it would take to come away with set number 1. Meanwhile, not too much to talk about, really. The 4 kills by Grant Bezic, number 24, the senior so far. 2 from setter Troy Murphy, 1 each from number 11, Nick Chesko, and Kyle Shepner, number 25. 2 service aces, 2 by Nick Chesko, 2 by Grant Bezic. They seem to be doing everything. No digs to talk about, no blocks for points so far. It's really been a case of trading service errors for most of the match, and we shall see what transpires now. I'd mentioned the Panthers wearing their splashy new jerseys tonight. This is a sort of a wine color, maroon. First time we've seen them this season. Sort of sharp looking, but so far, we'll see if it helps us serving in set number 2. Adam Sherman. Once again to the back row for Mount Lebanon, just over the net. Trevor McGahee digs it out of there. Troy Murphy and Kyle Shepner. First to the net, first to the ground, and Kyle Shepner's 2 kills tonight for him. Panthers with a comfortable 10-point lead. 23-13, and Kyle Shepner to the back row. And number 20, first time we've seen him, that's Lucas Young. Lands in. You didn't have to hit it very hard. He picked a good spot. And it's Brian Lucchini now, number 13 for the Blue Devils, once again serving. Troy Murphy right back to Nick Chesko, and long again. Leads down to 7. Panthers still sitting pretty comfortably here at 23-15, needing only 2 more points to close out set number 1. Punched over the net. Trevor McGahee to the net. Right at the net, really. Troy Murphy did a pretty good job to keep that ball in play. Back set, Andrew Polishchenko, but dug by Brian Lucchini, and he gets it back over. McGahee again. Murphy again. Nick Chesko off the tip and down. Nick Chesko, 2 kills for him, and now the Panthers sitting pretty with a 24-15 lead, essentially having 9 set points in hand. And Matt Argento, senior, headed back to serve. Long again. Panthers just need 1 to close out set number 1. Just over the net. Grant Biesick popping it back. Nick Chesko from the back row. Also from the back row, Lebo hit it fat from Trevor McGahee. He got it, but nobody helped him out. Trevor McGahee, he popped it right up. But nobody ran underneath to rescue that ball. And now the lead is whittled again down to 7. 24-17. Nick Plant with the Lebo serve. Trevor McGahee that time. Grant Biesick over the top. To the net, short set, just over the front row, backed up nicely by Nick Chesko. And Grant Biesick taking care of business. And that will close out set number 1. Panthers win it 25-17. There's still a lot more volleyball to go. Stick with us, everybody. We'll be right back for set number 2. Welcome back, everybody. After our nice, refreshing 6-millisecond break, you're right back with Kevin McGahee here and cameraman Alex Shogri for set number 2 of this best-of-5 match between the homestanding, so far undefeated and untied Upper St. Clair Panthers and the visiting Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. Panthers so far in Section 1, 7-0, leading Section 1 by a wide margin. Nobody else is even close. And look at that. We start off with another service there. That from sophomore Christian Andreghi. He's wearing jersey number 1. And the Panthers right now ranked 2nd in WPIAL. They get a true test coming up this weekend with a trip out to State College to play a tournament against the best the state has to offer. We'll see how we can compete with those guys. Left-handed serve and another service error, this time by number 6 from Mount Lebanon. That's Michael Wayne, the senior setter. Well, he's not playing setter tonight. Rob Senge, senior number 3, to the back row to do some St. Clair serving. All even up at 1-1 here in set number 2. Left-handed serve by Rob Senge. Back set to the right side, and the block expertly carried out by the Panthers for a point, and Rob Senge continues with the serve. An early 2-1 Panther lead. That's what I was talking about in match set number 1. Is you want that serve to land in the back line. That one lands just wide, long rather, by inches. And Chris Conway, number 21 for the Blue Devils. Nice serve dug out of there by Christian Andreghi. Right back to Grant Biesick, and ends up being long. Nobody touched it. Grant had a really good look at that, and it sailed about 4 feet long. And the Blue Devils have their first lead of the match at 3-2. We're early in set number 2, and well, say it again. That serve landed on the back line that time. That's how you want them to land, and it froze the St. Clair defense. That's a 2-point lead now, 4-2 Lebo. Troy Murphy to Grant Biesick, trying to just edge it over the net, didn't work. Off the tip, one more crack at it. Indeed, Nick Chesko gets it back in play for the Panthers. At the net, yeah, Grant Biesick successfully punched that thing down onto the Lebo side, but in doing so his wrist hit the net. That's a net violation, so it's a point for the Blue Devils and a 5-2 lead. And Chris Conway having a pretty nice run of serves right now for the Blue Devils. Time for the Panthers to wake up. There it is again. Now that time it lands long, but again he's looking for that back line. It froze the defense, worked out for the Panthers. Ton of service errors again here in set number 2. Nick Chesko, sophomore for the Panthers. Driving serve now to the net, and that will not result in any power, but no violations. Troy Murphy on the second touch on the 2-ball gets his third kill to the net. You like that. The defense is expecting Troy to pop that up for an attack by a forward, by a front line player. Everybody gets caught off balance on that second ball touch. Hard driving serve by Chesko, again successfully over to the front line. Troy Murphy to Grant. Basic, bang, boom, 6 kills for Grant Basic. Probably put a flat spot on the ball with that one. Making sure of that point, and we're at 5-all here in set number 2. Little top spin serve, just barely got over the net. Into the Troy Murphy block for the point. Suddenly out of nowhere, 2 blocks for points. The defense for the Panthers has come alive here as the Blue Devils have started to try to hit. Nick Chesko again. Serves long. Side out and point for Lebo. Jordan Banky, the senior hitter, to the back row for the Lebo serve. Nick Chesko pops it up. Troy Murphy, and out of the left side, Kyle Shepner hammers it into the net. That net is 8 feet off the ground. That one came in at about 5'9". And Lebo with a 7-6 lead. Overpass goes right back to my Lebo. They weren't really ready for it. Little touch, Troy Murphy again, just getting it over the net with that second touch. Not really a place block, but it's sort of a place kill. 4 kills for Troy Murphy. Second place on the team tonight. You don't usually see that. Substitution now, Matt Argento back on the floor, number 26. He's a senior hitter for the Panthers. And Grant Bisick with a top spin serve into the net. Panthers just not taking their time tonight on these serves. I'm sure Coach Zebo's not all that thrilled about that turn of events, because Lebo has the lead again at 8-7. Adam Sherman with the Lebo serve. Shepner shoving the ball over the net. From the left side, lands in. My goodness, Nick Plant for the Blue Devils, and they have a 2-point lead at 9-7. Little jump serve from Adam Sherman. Trevor McGahee pops it up. Kyle Shepner took the ball that was popped up by Trevor McGahee, and that was a double hit, excessive spin on the ball. And it's a 3-point lead for the Blue Devils. No serve, no point, no foul, no harm. 10-7 Lebo. And a service error. Well, we'll take it under these circumstances. 10-8 Blue Devils. Troy Murphy, the senior setter, back for the St. Clair serve. That one lands in. And a set, although it looked pretty good, it sailed over the head of Jimmy Busey. Point for the Panthers. They crawl back within 1. It's 10-9 Blue Devils. Good dig by Nick Chesko. Gets it right back and over the net. Lands in. Nick Chesko, my goodness. Well, he had 2/3 of that one in hand. A tremendous dig to keep that ball alive. And then the successful kill. 3 tonight for Nick, and we're all knotted up at 10. That might not have been the prettiest thing you ever saw, but you like to see the guys getting to the floor for these balls, and Nick Chesko did just that. Trevor McGahee pops it up. Troy Murphy and Kyle Shepner from the left side. Off the Lebo block and down. Kyle Shepner, 3 kills. Only 4 killers tonight for the Panthers. Troy Murphy, Nick Chesko, Grant Bisick, and Kyle Shepner. Panthers finally grabbed the lead back at 11-10. Troy Murphy still with the serve. There's another double hit. I could see it from here, but I'm not so sure it showed up on the TV screen. But a double hit, spin on the ball, and Troy Murphy again with a Panther serve. To the front row, punched way to the back row and down low. Did not come back that time. Troy Murphy, I suppose that could be a service ace. He served it, didn't come back. And now a timeout called by Mount Lebanon coach Switala. Panthers having strung together 6 gorgeous points off the serve of Troy Murphy. Troy's got a nice hard driving serve. Comes in just barely over the net defense struggles to cope with that a little bit, and suddenly the Panthers here with a 13-10 lead in set number 2. Panthers took the first set 25-17 and seemed to be put a run together, put themselves in pretty decent contention for set number 2. Grant Bezic, number 24, the senior, leading all St. Clair hitters with 6 kills. Troy Murphy, the senior setter, number 10 with 4. Sophomore Nick Chesko, number 11 with 3. And senior Kyle Shepner, also with 3. Troy Murphy's got a 6-point run going and continues with that serve. Another hard driving serve. Popped way high and out by Mount Lebanon. 7 points in a row now for Troy. Substitution, first time we will have seen him on the floor tonight. This is number 33, senior middle hitter Tony Good. He subs for Jimmy Busey, who I'm sure will be back a little later. Jimmy is a junior. Troy Murphy with the serve, top spin number. Left side, sort of an awkward set, but Lebo does keep it in play. Troy Murphy, the set landed behind Kyle Shepner. He's lucky to get that one back. Right side now, Trevor McGahee punching it forward, and again, nobody jumping on the ball. It was landed right in front of Tyler Brennan. McGahee had it high enough for somebody to get to, but nobody did. It lands on the St. Clair side, and the Panthers still with a 3-point lead, rather. Lebo having broken that string of 7 points off the server, Troy Murphy. Brian Lucchini. Troy Murphy. That's Tyler Brennan, comes up short on the attack attempt. Sends the point over to Mount Lebanon. They're back within 2. It's 14-12 Panthers. Lucchini again, just backspin, punching it over the net. Troy Murphy now, right back to Kyle Shepner. Top spin serve. On the 2-touch, Nick Chesko brings that back and still didn't find the floor. Matt Argento had it, but dug out of there by the Blue Devils. And that one lands in just on the back line. Freezes the St. Clair defense again, and it's 14-13. Blue Devils back within 1. Backspin serve. Troy Murphy, Mount Argento into the block. Nick Chesko keeping it alive, and Troy Murphy getting it over. Little short set. Not pancaked. I thought Tyler Brennan got his hand under it. Apparently it did. He did not. Lebo with a nice little string of points here, and we're all knotted up at 14 here in set number 2. Nick Chesko from the back row hits it long. Well, I'm sorry to have to say, but errors have been dominating this match so far. Panthers just not up to their normal hitting standards here, and Lebo's had a lead, but they just gave that up. It's now 15-all. As the Panthers will cope to stretch out a little bit of a lead here as we approach 20-point territory. 15-all. Set number 2. Kyle Shepner with the serve. Little short set, not big enough to go anywhere, but that was Nick Chesko. Right place, right time for the block and the point, and the Panthers get that lead back at 16-15. Kyle Shepner again, senior number 25. Little sidewinder number to the front row and over on the 2-touch. Let's see what the call is here. Well, I think the call was a back row attack. I confess I don't quite understand why, but it's because that ball was hit over. It was hit over by the libero. He's not allowed to do that. That was the call. Nick Chesko just touching the ball over the net. Trevor McGahee fisting it over, keeping the ball alive, and a lift called. Well, that was a pretty nice dig by Trevor McGahee. With the fist, usually you don't have a lot of control over the ball when you fist it. That one worked out great. And the Panthers now with they get that 3-point lead back at 18-15. Kyle Shepner still with the serve. Trevor McGahee, nice recovery. Nick Chesko getting it over the net to the back corner. Can Lebo do anything with it? They cannot. It was actually pretty good recovery on the part of the defense, but that set sailed way long and out of bounds. The Panthers now with a 4-point lead, largest of this set at 19-15. Doing just what they needed to do is build themselves a cushion of points as you get to 20-point territory. Well, that was actually probably should have been a violation. Lucchini had his foot completely over the black line, I thought anyway, from sitting way back here, but apparently not. That worked out as a successful kill for Mount Lebanon. They're back within 3. It's 19-16. Trevor McGahee, Troy Murphy, and Nick Chesko from the left side off the Lebo block and down. Nick Chesko. 4 kills tonight for sophomore Nick Chesko. Delibero McGahee out. Grant Bezic back in, and Christian Andreghi, sophomore number 1, back to the back line for the St. Clair serve. He came in for Matt Argento. At the net, joust won by Tyler Brennan. A joust is when 2 players from opposite teams have an equal crack at the ball. Usually lands on top of the net. Won by the Panthers, and that's a successful point, and that one's going to land out. 22-16 now. Panthers getting points at just the right time, and Coach Swatala takes his second time out of this set to get his troops back in order. They actually had a 3-point lead not too long ago. Panthers came back, Lebo came back to tie again, and then the Panthers have sort of run away with this. Since it was tied 15-all, it's a 7-1 Panther run to get us where we are right now at 22-16. Grant Bezic still leading all attackers with 6 kills tonight for the Panthers. Nick Chesko now has 4 to tie Troy Murphy for second place. Kyle Shepner, number 25, has 3. Tyler Brennan just got his first. You saw that just a second ago. There were 5 service aces in set number 1. We haven't had any so far in set number 2. 2 for Grant Bezic, 2 for Nick Chesko, and 1 for Troy Murphy. And with a 6-point lead, it's Christian Andreghi, number 1, back to the back line for the Panthers. Pop to the left side, off the St. Clair block. There's a second hit. Who's going to get it over? It looks like Kyle Shepner. Giving young Nick Platt a facial. Kyle Shepner with the back row attack. Now tied for second place in the team with 4 kills, and Christian Andreghi, 23-16, just tips over the net from the back row. And that one lands out of bounds, pushed over by Brian Lucchini. Christian Andreghi can close out the match right now with a good serve. There it is, Christian Andreghi with that good serve, just like the announcer called it. And the Panthers close out set number 2 at 25-16. There's still at least 1 set to go. Thanks for being with us, everybody. So far, we've got 1 to go. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us, everybody. Thanks for staying with us, everybody. Kevin McGahee back with you. Alex Shogri behind the Cable 7 cameras tonight doing the videography, and we are set for set number 3 of this best of 5 match. The Panthers, as you've just seen, took sets numbers 1 and 2, 25-17, 25-17, 25-16, and the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils open up with a service error, sending it way long, and the Panthers draw first blood. Senior Rob Senge to the back row. Short set at the net, and Grant Bezic taking care of that and taking advantage of that with a place block, getting up high, and Grant Bezic with his 7th kill tonight, and the Panthers with a 2-0 lead in set number 3. Punched over the net by Rob Senge to the left side, into the net. That was number 15, Jordan Banky. Had a pretty good look at it, but Soda sailed it to just rattle off his wrist and short. Rob Senge again with that left-handed serve, dunks it just over the front line on the left side. Off the block. Senge keeping it alive. Anthony Cugini now in number 16 for the Panthers. Grant Bezic, well, jousting at the net. It had 1 joust too many. Just oozes off his wrist and onto the St. Clair side of the floor. Mount Lebanon with the point and the side out. It is 3-1 Panthers. New player on the floor is number 16, junior Anthony Cugini for the Panthers. To go with senior setter Troy Murphy. Grant Bezic, number 24. Grant Bezic from the left side up way high, and denting that poor polyurethane floor, taking some abuse again tonight. And that is a 4-1 Panther lead. Anthony Cugini getting some home playing time tonight. He steps to the back row for the serve. Top spin number to the back row and overpassed. Well, Kyle Shepner had a notion, but he sailed it long. He really wanted to dump that thing right back in the Lebo side. Chris Conway, jump serving for Lebo and long. Panther get the side out and the point. Grant Bezic now, the senior hitter for the St. Clair serve. Lands in, makes the defense stretch. That one, Matt Argento was taken care of. Lebo recovers it, keeps the ball in play. Grant Bezic now to the front line. Troy Murphy on the second touch does not fool the Blue Devils. Kyle Shepner keeping alive. Matt Argento back to Shepner for the attack, and that one's down and way out of bounds. Dug at and successfully by Nick Plant for Mount Lebanon, but not brought back, and that is Matt Argento's first kill tonight in set number 3. Grant Bezic with a little knuckle serve from the left side. A double hit called. It's too much spin on the ball again. You got two hands are allowed to be on the ball, but you cannot. It's like they have to touch the ball at the same exact time, and if they do, there'll be sort of minimal spin on the ball. The official knows it's a double hit, a bad double hit, if there's too much spin on that ball. And that's exactly what happened. Short set. Nice little play by Mount Lebanon, but it did not go over. Walloped into the net, and Grant Bezic now with a serve, and the Panthers leading 8-2 in set number 3. Right side just tipped over the net. Matt Argento with a little bit more speed and energy. Matt Argento, 2 kills this set, 2 kills tonight. And the Panthers now with a comfortable 7-point lead. Substitution number 33, Tony Good. And back on the floor from Mount Lebanon, Jimmy Busey taking a break. Grant Bezic, top spin serve, nothing fancy. Goes right back to the net, though. It's punched over. Timeout called by Coach Switala of Mount Lebanon again. You get two every set, two per team per set. Jack Zebo, I don't think, has used a single one tonight. Coach Switala, I may have used every one he's allowed so far. 5 out of his total of 6. Once the Panthers play this match, they will have run through everybody in section 1 at least once now. We play everybody twice, but at least we've gotten through the entire roster of teams in our division. We've beaten them all. There's only one blemish on the Panthers' record. We lost 1 set out of 4 to Bethel Park just last week. Other than that, everything else has been a 3-0 match and out. And this one looks like it's headed that way as well. 10-2 Panthers. Grant Bezic with the St. Clair serve. Little short set did not fool Anthony Cugini. And Matt Argento. Right place, right time. Terrific block for a point. Grant Bezic once more. Little top spin serve. Handled by the Blue Devils to the left side, and it's smashed into the net. Another good look at a pretty good set to Jordan Banky. Again, could have put that over the net, chose to put it in the net, and the Panthers with an early 10-point lead now. Substitution for the Panthers. J.P. Powell, number 8 for the Panthers, will get his first home playing time at least this year. We'll see what J.P.'s got. Matt Argento, the senior hitter, had a terrific couple of hits there just now, and he's out. Grant Bezic still with a serve. Push to the front of the net. And tip. Nope, just out of bounds. No St. Clair player tipped that. It sailed into the St. Clair bench, and it's an 11-point lead at 13-2. And Grant Bezic with a nice little string of points right now. From the back row on that. Fooled the Panthers defense. Chris Conway with a nice floating kill. Didn't have any power on it, but it found a nice empty spot in the St. Clair defense. Side out end point. Lebo trailing by 10, 13-3, and Kyle Shepner just took his eye off that. It rattles off his hands across the back line. And a service ace for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, their first of the night. Jordan Banky still with that Lebo serve. Kyle Shepner into the block and recovered by the Panthers. Trevor McGahee gets a chance to just pop it over right now. Nothing fancy on that. And a lot of spin. That's a lift called on number 1 Adam Sherman. He's the sophomore. That's like a carry in basketball. Too much hand, too much time, too much spin. A lot of things wrong with that. But it works out as a point for the Panthers. Troy Murphy with the jump serve and a good one. Dug out of there, though, by Jordan Banky. And nobody, well, Lebo does get it back. I thought that was going to drop. Kyle Shepner off the block and down. Kyle Shepner, 5 kills tonight. Panthers with it, an 11-point advantage now at 15-4. Troy Murphy came with a jump serve and another good one. Adam Sherman with the set, and what's the lift called that time? Got his hands underneath the ball and, well, essentially lifted it, carried it, pushed the ball up instead of hitting it. Troy Murphy once again with that serve and a 12-point Panther lead. Another good jump serve from the back row. Kyle Shepner, J.P. Powell just tossing it back, and J.P. Powell with some timely hitting. His first kill tonight. Lands right in the middle of the donut hole, that open area in the defense. It's common in volleyball. You usually leave that open, the center open, so they can attack from the edges. Just rolls over the net. Lebo handles it nicely in from the left side. Dan Atman with the block. J.P. Powell popping it up. Trevor Murphy with the set. Kyle Shepner with the attack. Trevor McGahee now picking it up. Back set. Dan Atman just touches it over the net. Looks like it hit the antenna, the red and white little pole attached to the net that denotes out of bounds. If it hits, the ball hits it, it is out of bounds. Side out and point for Lebo. Dan Atman with the hit dug out by Mount Lebanon. Floated across the net. J.P. Powell puts the set back up. Troy Murphy does indeed get it over the net with a nice hard driving attack. Another double hit call. That ball had a funny side spin on it, and that's a pretty good indication that both hands did not touch that ball at the same time, and Panthers with a pretty good cushion now. 18-5 is the lead with senior Kyle Shepner back to serve. And that will be a service ace for Kyle Shepner, his first of the match. 7 for the Panthers, and senior Ben Richardson getting some playing time in place of Kyle Shepner. First we've seen Ben Richardson this season in the home match, and he will get in the scorebook with his first serve. And unfortunately serves it wide. I know he wishes he had that one back. Doesn't really damage the Panthers, still with a 13-point lead at 19-6 in this third, and what could be the deciding set of this match. Brian Lucchini, that little punch serve he's got. Anthony Cugini overpass it to the net. Trevor McGahee playing some wicked defense, and that I think is Trevor's first kill of the season. Quick reaction time on the part of the libero for the St. Clair Panthers, and a 14-point lead at 26. Side out, and Tristan Andreghi, the sophomore, enters the game for the St. Clair serve. Nicely over the net, Brian Lucchini, and Ben Richardson had a good look at it. Still a hefty lead for the Panthers at 27. Grant Bezic, holy smokes, where'd he come from? Whistling that ball into the Lebo defense. Dan Atman this time floating it, and Lebo playing a little bit of defense now. Does it go over? It does indeed. Anthony Cugini pops it up. Grant Bezic popping it down, but it did not find the polyurethane. Too bad. Lebo played some pretty good defense that time, but another double hit called, and a successful point for the Panthers, now needing only 4 to close out this match and sending everybody home happy and early. 21-7 Panthers. Rob Senge with that left-hand serve. No power this time for Lebo, just keeping the ball in play. That's Ben Richardson. Left side, Anthony Cugini into the Lebo block. Lucas Young with the Lebo serve, topspin number, got on by Christian Andreghi. Anthony Cugini again. This one's going to go into the crowd. Anthony Cugini's in the scorebook with his first kill tonight. And suddenly out of nowhere, we've had 9 different players with kills tonight for the St. Clair Panthers. And Anthony Cugini right back to the back line for the serve, 22-8. Panthers needing 3 to finish out, and Anthony Cugini comes up just short. Just touched it into the tape. Jump serve and just long. Yeah, that was a good call. Too bad it was a nice looking serve. That again is by Chris Conway. We've seen him try that thing before. We landed it right on the back line. Just long this time, and it's a 23-9 14-point Panther lead. And senior Grant Bezic back to serve. From the left side, did it go off a tip? Yes, it was tipped by a block, by a Panther block off the heads of maybe J.P. Powell. And out of bounds, point for Mount Lebanon. Jordan Banky to the back row. Top spin serve handled by Anthony Cugini to Troy Murphy, and Ben Richardson just dumping it over the net. And it works. Ben Richardson with a kill. 10 players in the scorebook with kills tonight for the Panthers, and here we are at match point. Actually, what is it? I think the Panthers actually have 14 match points in hand. Troy Murphy doing some serving. It's 24-10 next point, and we are done here. Hard driving topspin serve from the back row. Successfully done by Lebo. Ben Richardson again with the attempt. The slicing attack and down. Ben Richardson finishes out. Game, set, match. The Panthers come away with a 3-0 victory tonight over our neighbors and rivals, the Blue Devils of Mount Lebanon High School, by scores of 25-17, 25-16, and 25-10. Panthers continue that winning streak. They're now 8-0 with a little bit of volleyball left to play. Meanwhile, we're glad you were with us all night tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Kevin McGahee. Alex Shogre's been doing the camera work all night long. And thank you to the production capabilities and facilities of Cable 7 and Mr. Glenn Ward. Be back again. There's a lot more volleyball left to play this season. Thanks for being with us, everybody, and good night.